Universe said you may be in debt, but we're still gonna try saving you some money, and for that I am grateful. You know, it's cheaper, so I'm gonna get it. Simple as that. They be trying to get you sometimes. They be getting me sometimes. Today I'm going to be talking about 12 things that you need to stop wasting your money on. Now, I've definitely wasted my money on a couple of these things myself, but I recently stopped, and I think that you should all do the same or consider it. Before we move on, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and also don't forget to subscribe. And let's get started. Bottled water. Not only is constantly buying plastic water bottles harmful to the environment, but it's also harmful for your pockets. What you can do to help save both our planet as well as your money is use a reusable water bottle and get a water filter. I assure you, drinking water from a water filter tastes so much better than all the plastic bottles you buy, because all of these brands, they put like all this extra stuff in the water and it's not even pure. So why not just save your money by getting a reusable water bottle as well as a filter? Another thing you and I both need to stop wasting our money on is eating out. If you're hungry, you gotta eat, but not all the time you have to be going out and buying food. Instead of going to Dunkin', learn how to make your own coffee. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I understand that sometimes those drinks are very costly. You're spending how much for a drink? Not only is it healthier making your own food at home, but it also allows your money to go a longer way when you buy groceries and make your own food. And it's also always nice to know exactly what you're eating, because fast food, you don't know what they're putting in your food. You don't know how they're treating your meals. So do yourself a favor and stop eating out and buying fast food and start cooking your own meals and buying your own groceries, because it will definitely stretch your money out a lot longer, and cooking is fun. So yeah. Movie theater snacks. Okay, so if you're still buying movie theater snacks in whatever year you're watching this, stop. Theater snacks are notoriously overpriced. Everybody should know this by now. It's literally not worth it. What you need to do is, before you get to the movies, stop by a gas station, a dollar store, Walmart, or even like a fast food place. You can, I know I said don't buy fast food, but you know, for the sake of the movie, like, okay, just get some food on the way before you go to the movies, and just like hide it in your purse. Bring a purse or a bag with you and just put it in there, and you're set. We shouldn't have to be paying all that money for freaking snacks for a movie. Like, it's just not worth it. Pedicures and manicures. During the quarantine period, when all the nail salons were closed, a lot of people resorted to teaching themselves how to do their nails. You know, they bought the kit, they bought the material, and they started doing their own nails. And I know some of these people, as soon as the nail salons open back up, they're gonna rush back to, you know, make an appointment or whatever. But I know some people who learned how to do their own nails at home, they will probably continue to do that, whether it's once in a while or like sometimes. Doing your nails at home can save you a lot of money. Press-on nails are extremely underrated. If Jackie Aina can use press-on nails, you can use press-on nails. If you have the free time, learn how to do your nails. Whether it's your nails or toes, you can start doing your own nails and still get your toes done. You can do your toes and still get your nails done. You know, just learn and see if you like it. Subscriptions. Now, if you're not using the service, cancel it. Simple as that. If you're a student, look for student discounts. Simple as that. Universe said you may be in debt, but we're still gonna try saving you some money, and for that I am grateful. If you have a group of friends and you want, like, say Apple Music or Netflix or something, what you can do is you can get the family plan, and then you can get it with your friends, split the costs. Let's say Apple Music costs like $15 and you have 5 friends, including yourself. If you get the family plan, instead of paying $15 a month by yourself, you will only have to pay $3. Yeah, so consider getting a family plan with your friends if you really want a subscription and if they want one too. A group of my friends did that. It was very smart, and yeah, I just thought I'd share that. Travel size products. Travel size products are definitely necessary when you're traveling. Obviously, it's in the name. A lot of the times people will be trying to rip you off with those tiny bottles. Like, if you do the math, the cost per ounce is greater than the cost per ounce if you were to buy the fuller size, if that makes sense. I don't really think that made sense, so we're just going to have a mini math lesson right here. So you have 13 ounces for $5.89 and then 3 ounces for $2.99. So if you want to find out how much you're paying per ounce, you simply divide the dollar amount by the amount of ounces. So you do $5.89 divided by 13 and then $2.99 divided by 3. So for the full size, you're paying 45 cents per ounce, and then for the travel size, you're paying $1 per ounce, which is significantly more than what you are paying for the full-sized bottle. I'm not bad at math. Keep in mind, this could be like completely wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's not wrong. What you can do, or what you should do, is you should get those little containers. You can get those for super cheap, and then just buy the full-size product and like just fill up the little bottles with the full-size product instead of going out and buying the individual travel size product. The little bottles with the product in it, it's not worth it most of the time if you do the math. A lot of people do not notice that, which is why they don't mind buying it. They're like, oh, it's cheaper than the, normal size ones, so it it's cheaper, so I'm gonna get it. But a lot of the times it's not a better deal. Individually packaged foods. My mom loves Sam's Club. This family loves Sam's Club because everything you buy there is in bulk. You don't buy individual, you buy everything in bulk. If you know you like a brand of chips, instead of going to Walmart and just getting an individual bag, go to Sam's Club and get the bulk size, or Costco and get the bulk size of like 30. Buying in bulk usually offers a better value, so there would be a lower cost per unit. Again, kind of like the travel size thing I was talking about, if that makes sense. So if you buy it in bulk, each individual pack of chips will be $1 instead of if you bought it a single one, which would be like $1.30 or something. So if you know you're gonna go back and buy more, you might as well just buy in bulk. You could save some money, also save some time, save yourself from making multiple trips, and yeah. Books. Unless you're an avid reader or like just a book lover and you want to read, I would recommend just borrowing the book from the library. I saw this video about investing your money into books, and I was just like, why don't you just go to the library and borrow it and then give it back? Or just buy a used copy. But I do understand that some people value owning like physical copies, so if you're one of those people, then this doesn't apply to you. But if you just like reading but you're not like a collector or something, just consider borrowing it from the library or buying a used version on eBay. Clothing and shoes, especially fully priced clothing and shoes. I never buy my clothing or my shoes at full price. Like, never.
And that's on a period.
If your feet are small enough, buy kid size shoes. And this goes for clothing too, if you can fit into children's sizes and they happen to have cute children's options. This mainly applies to shoes though, so you can get a cute pair of Uggs for say $100 instead of $160. Alright, so I've come to realize that if I keep on throwing out numbers like this, you guys are going to believe me, and y'all are going to get mad at me when you find out those numbers are not accurate. On the UGG website, you can get these boots in women's for $150, but if you get it in a kid size, you can get it for $115. Air Force Ones, you can get those for $70 instead of like $90 if you buy it in a kid size. No, but I really just be saying anything, but I feel like I was a little bit closer here. As you can see, you can get women's and men's Nike Air Force Ones for $90, but you can get the big kids ones for $80, so $10 difference. It's not the most, but we move. Always be on the lookout for sales, deals, and promo codes. Retail Me Not is a great website for promo codes and deals, but beware, some sales are advertised to look better than they really are. Like, for example, I know Pink or Victoria's Secret, a lot of times they have sales on their panties. It'll be like 7 for $28, and when you hear that, you're like, oh, that sounds like a good deal. But when you actually do the math, you find out you're not really saving much money. You're not really saving as much money as they want you to think. So definitely be aware of some of these sales, because they be trying to get you sometimes. They be getting me sometimes. And also, before you buy, think about if you really need the product. Can you afford two of the product? If you can't, don't buy it. Do I have some old clothing that I can sell or some old clothing that I can get rid of? It's always good to get rid of clutter every now and then, and you can make some more money selling your clothing on Poshmark or some site. I don't know, I've never done it, but it sounds interesting. Expensive skincare and makeup. First thing you always need to do is look for dupes. Dupes are everywhere. There are so many dupes out there. Sometimes they work even better than the original product, so I would definitely look into those. And just like the clothing and the shoes, do you really need it? Can you afford two of it? Are you just buying it for the brand name, or do you really want the product for the product? Do I already have tons of makeup and skincare? Maybe before you buy some new ones, wait for the ones you have already to run out first. Just some things to consider before you decide to splurge on an expensive makeup product or skincare product, because I've personally done that, and I'll tell you right now, it wasn't worth it a lot of the time, but in the moment it seemed like it was. But yeah. Brand name products. A lot of the time generic products are just as good as name brand products, especially when it comes to food as well as cleaning products. Even with clothing and makeup and skincare, sometimes the generic brand works just as well as the name brand. Definitely consider giving these off-brand products a chance, because you never know, you might find a product that you really like that works better than the regular name brand product. Hairdressers, or getting your hair done out in general. When I was younger, I used to get my hair done all the time by other people. I stopped that for multiple reasons. One of the reasons that is relevant to this video is the cost. First, I had to buy the hair separately, which was a lot of the times already amounted to like $60, but then, you know, to pay the person is like another $100, and that was just like ridiculous. So definitely doing my hair by myself definitely saves me a lot of money, as well as a lot of like pain, which is like different topic. But yeah, learn how to do your hair yourself. Learn how to do those easy hairstyles. You don't have to be like a professional. Just learn some easy styles that you can do to your hair. And if you still want to get your hair done out, you can do that every now and then, but don't feel like you have to always go to the hairdressers to get your hair done, because you could save a lot of money doing your hair at home. It's the sacrifices that you make now that will benefit you in the future. Making these little changes to your regular purchases can really help you to cut down your expenses in the long run, which can allow you to allocate your funds towards something that, you know, can help you out a little bit more, multiply your money a little bit more. It's really just the little things for now, at least for me anyways. It's the little thing. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and also leave a comment down below telling me what you plan on cutting down on, or if you have a plan, or just anything you want to say really. And I will talk to you guys next time.